A tremendous leap forward for the world of PC games. This is evident in the action game Halo, because what looks like it was rendered by supercomputers runs on regular PC systems in real time.
GameStar was at C for Out and took a look at the player foundry Bungie to see how the prestigious shooter is doing.
In Halo, they fight for survival against nasty aliens on this mighty ring world. They storm over massive mountains, go on exploration tours through plateaus, or enjoy flying views of forests and lakes.
However, the program boasts details that were previously reserved for reality. The smoke from such rockets drifts differently depending on the wind direction. The wheels of vehicles churn up 3D dirt correctly according to physics, and the vehicles themselves rumble over the terrain as they would in real life.
They fundamentally operate in such combat units. They decide for themselves which role they take on. How about speeding across dunes on a combat jeep, sailing through the air as a pilot of a hovercraft, attacking as a sniper or a bomb specialist? We spoke with the developers.
The great graphics of Halo are not just a pretty accessory but part of the game. For example, when watching how the ammunition clip gradually empties, or when the player has to be careful about who can see their real-time shadow.
Now we can make great games, but make them look great.
We developers can finally make games that really look amazing. There is no longer any reason to do without real shadows, or have vehicles that don't kick up dust particles. No one can really afford this kind of sloppiness anymore.
A small group of 4 artists and 4 programmers.
Our team consists of just 4 designers and 4 programmers. If I want something from one of the programmers, I simply ask them and they tell me whether it is possible or not. For example, this was the case with some target systems, or with the way the game characters move in a very natural way. This is a good example because I had been experimenting with it for a long time. They just shouldn't seem as artificial as in other titles. That's why we as a small team looked for a solution, and now the animations are just fantastic.
Ripped apart the code.
We have taken apart and analyzed the entire program code several times. Currently, the game principle is at the forefront and is the main focus. We now know what we can do with the engine and are concentrating on the game and the actual missions. We won't proceed with anything else until we have a detailed concept.
I designed, modeled.
By the way, I designed, modeled and animated this Jeep. I know it so well now that I can easily beat anyone else with it in the finished game.
I will kick anybody's ass with that. Yeah, I used to have a big old Jeep.
I used to have a big old Jeep and spent a lot of time in the mud. That was the inspiration for the off-road vehicle in Halo. Although Halo is an action game, that doesn't mean it's all about wild shooting. We want to show you what attack and counter-attack will look like. The opponents: a 3-man squad of soldiers on one side and a quartet of alien high-tech monster covenants on the other. Guys, let's go into battle.
In orderly formation, the Covenants hover to the deployment site with their strangely shaped gliders. In the human terrain vehicle, initially only the driver is in demand. His companions must watch out for ambushes and primarily prepare themselves mentally for the battle. On the way to the deployment site, by the way, they can see some of the great graphic effects particularly well. Just look at how perfectly this concrete bridge blends into the landscape. How the Jeep kicks up dust and dirt. How the gliders cast very soft shadows. And to the sky. and how the ring-shaped planet rises in the background.
Now the shooting begins. Both parties are fighting with all guns blazing. The blue beams of the aliens streak through the air, while the soldiers' bullet casings scatter by the hundreds. The hilly 3D landscape plays an important role in such battles, because only those who secure better cover have a chance to win.
Tactical retreat. Our soldiers realized that not much can be done from the position at the mountain peak, so the warriors climb back into the jeep. But this time they are in for anything but a comfortable ride, as they are relentlessly chased over rough terrain by the wildly shooting aliens. Every mistake, whether by the driver, a soldier, or the aliens, could now be the last. The battle is still open, and the better ones win.